Meeting to order, May 12th, 2025. Looks like 6:02 p.m. And we need roll call.
Venturini.
Here.
Anastasio.
Here.
Karas.
Here.
Doxy.
Here.
Bhatia.
Here.
Washburn.
Here.
DeGroot.
He's here. Next is Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So the next item is public comment. Members of the public are welcome to provide comments on any matter. Please listen for the president to recognize you. State your name and address for the public record. Comments are limited to 3 minutes. So we have Steve Johnson wishing to speak. If you wish to come up to the podium, we can hear you from there. Just name and address for the record.
I apologize, I only made 7 of these. I didn't know about the additional cast of characters, so. Yes, Art?
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time tonight. My name is Steve Johnson. I live on Millstone Drive, just off Fancher. And we have been residents of Mount Pleasant for many years. And we made a terrible mistake a few years ago. We sold our house and moved to Florida. And realizing our mistake a couple of years later, we sold our house in Florida and bought a house here, and we're glad to be back in Wisconsin. So
Welcome back.
thank you very much. Fancher Road, which runs from 20 to Highway K, is, I don't know how to describe the level of traffic that's on that road. I did just a very informal study, but I went for exactly 1 hour by my iPhone, and I counted the north and southbound cars. And at roughly 6:30 to 7:30 in the morning, there was over 700 vehicles that went past both north and southbound. And the next day, the number was within 20. And I have those numbers. I tried my best to not only count them, but categorize them. And what we've got there is a situation where we've got a 45-mile-an-hour speed limit. And for whatever reason, in the last few months, the number of 18-wheelers and dump trucks has expanded significantly. And those 18-wheelers usually start pretty early in the morning, 7:30 or so. The dump trucks seem to start about 7 o'clock, and it gets more prevalent as the day goes by. The situation that I'm looking at, and I realize that Fancher Road is a lettered road. It's also Highway H, or County Road H. And I think that the state sort of says 45 miles an hour is the speed limit. But if you come down Fancher at 45 miles an hour and get to 20 and go straight across, in my mind, you're on exactly the same road. But it changes to Wisconsin Street, and as you probably well know, the speed limit there is 35. Fancher Road is completely residential. There's some fingers of farmland that stick out and touch the road, but there are no commercial enterprises on Fancher. Whereas on Wisconsin Street, it's virtually all commercial, including the incarceration facility down there. Why would it be 35 miles an hour, ultimately going to 30 as we go into Sturdivant, and 45 in an all residential area? And I might also add there's 2 churches there, and one of those churches has a daycare center. So I see people walk up to the end of the streets that connect to Fancher with their dogs, and they stop and turn around because they're actually scared to walk on Fancher. And with the truck traffic, the dump trucks, and all the other commercial vehicles going up and down through there, I'm concerned for the citizens, I'm concerned for safety. And the other thing, frankly, is if you drive down Fancher and look at the condition of the road, I don't know how you can take loaded 18-wheelers and dump trucks going 45 miles an hour down a 2-lane road and not suffer some degradation of the road surface, which is going to be obviously another cost to repair. So I'm here to see if there's feasibility of changing that speed limit on Fancher to 35 miles an hour. That change, by the way, and you can go on the internet and there's a speed calculator there. The difference between going from Route 20 to Highway K at 45 miles an hour versus 35 miles an hour is like 55 seconds longer it would take you at 35. 55 seconds. Is 55 seconds worth keeping it at 45, doing damage to our roads, endangering the pedestrians and the neighbors, or would it make some sense to make a residential area 35 miles an hour? I apologize for, I think, taking more than my 3 minutes, but if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Well, we don't have people lining up behind you to speak, but we really can't entertain your, beyond your public comment right now because it wasn't anything that was agenda'd. And it is probably a little bit more complicated than you may imagine because there's different municipalities involved as soon as you cross south into Sturtevant. However, our Public Works Director is right here, and he can discuss it with you a little bit further outside in the atrium, if you're okay with that.
Very good. Thank you so much, and I appreciate your time.
Very well.
Y'all do a great job, by the way. That's not just sucking.
Yeah. Okay, next item is consent agenda.
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the items on the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
So a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The consent agenda is approved as presented. And under new business, we have a discussion and possible motion to approve Resolution 8-2025 regarding Mount Pleasant 2030 Strategic Plan.
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve Resolution 8-2025, adopting the Mount Pleasant 2030 Strategic Plan as presented.
So we have a motion and a second. This is something that was gone over at great length in the previous Committee of the Whole meeting. Trustee Anastasio wasn't at that meeting. I know that you had some questions. Did you get answers to what you needed, or
Yes.
do we need to further discuss this?
No. I mean, yes, I got answers, and no, we don't need to further discuss them. Thank you.
All right. Any other thoughts?
We've worked hard on the plan, and it's a good one, and we're one of the few that has one, so.
It's the culmination of over a year's worth of work with workshops between the trustees and the staff members, and this will help be a guidelines for us going forward over the next 5 years to implement and bring into place for the next 5 years.
Yeah, every minute we spend planning is hours that we're not chasing and putting out fires.
No, I don't have any question, but I do have a comment that, again, it's a very well-thought plan. We discussed it last year in detail, and the strategic steps or the action, they align very well with our mission and the vision as outlined in the plan. So I'm very pleased with the progress, and I'm very pleased that we have a vision where we are, where we want to go, and how we want to go. My only comment is as we talked last time at the COW meeting, I think we should roll out this plan and put it on the website so the community can see what our strategy is and how we plan to obtain that progress.
Right, I think our communications people are working on all that. Okay, since
I have
this,
a
oh, go ahead,
comment.
I'm sorry.
I think that, I like the fact that we do have measures for a lot of the outcomes. I know that's difficult in many cases to really create a measure, and sometimes it may be only just kind of hinting at the outcome. But I hope that we also consider, as time goes on, that there may be other measures that we can put into place that may occur to us or be suggested, so.
Absolutely.
Because it does kind of help, if you have a plan, to have some way to check off your progress in that plan.
Right. So in the matter of Resolution 8-2025, roll call, please.
Venturini.
Aye.
Anastasio.
Aye.
Karas.
Aye.
Doxy.
Aye.
Bhatia.
Aye.
Washburn.
Aye.
DeGroot.
Aye, motion carries. So let's go on to discussion and possible motion to award a contract for Mount Pleasant Police Department Storage Building construction.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to award the contract for the Police Department Storage Building construction to the low bidder, Absolute Construction, Inc., for the amount of $540,600.
Second.
If a police
Oh,
chief,
Tony's here.
police chief or Tony, yeah, if you'd just like to give the rest of the board a little bit of heads up on this. I know that it's, been through Plan Commission and all those sorts of things, but for the rest of us.
You bet. So for everybody who isn't aware, this project is the construction of about a 40-foot by 40-foot storage building for the PD over here. I think everybody's aware how little space we have in this entire building in the DPW, so PD's in the same boat with trying to find a place to put all their equipment. We received 3 bids for this work. The low bid was at about $540,000. The high bid was just short of $700,000. These bids did come in over our original estimate, which was about $425,000. But from what we see and what we got, we think this is representative of what you're going to get. And I don't see any benefit in rebidding this because I don't believe you'll get better prices. I think this is what it costs. And the estimates might have been low 9-10 months ago, but I think we all know cost of materials and everything's escalated fairly quickly here. So I think we actually have a pretty decent number here, and we recommend approval.
Fair enough. So this being a contract and not a resolution, I think we just do a voice vote on that. That's okay? Pardon me? Oh,
Yeah, Tony, what is the material being used that it's that for a 40 by 40, that it's that expensive?
Well, it's cost of materials in general, I guess, but from talking with the architect, he said the biggest change was actually the exterior stone facing in order to match this existing building.
Okay, so it's gotta have the stone facing.
So he said that's where the biggest jump came to get the price to increase in that 9-month period.
that's thanks to our own ordinances.
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So that contract could be awarded. Looks like we've run out of things to talk about.
I'll make
So-
a motion
Oh,
to,
Mr. President,
Yes.
I'd just like to go on the record and indicate that the dates are wrong on the agenda for the minutes in the financial report. Not entirely sure how I pulled 28 and 2024, but I will amend that to show that it is all 2025.
So noted.
It's,
Somebody was gonna make a motion?
I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We stand adjourned. Thank you very much, everybody.